Okay. On behalf of the Kenyan National Union of Teachers, Mount Elgon branch, I'm Stephen Chemonges, the long-serving secretary of this great union. And this day, I want to make a statement concerning a number of issues, both locally and nationally. And at this point, first, I want to thank the government of Kenya for the last recruitment of teachers who are now in junior secondary and also in primary schools. And as a union, we are so grateful that the deficiency of teachers that we now require is reducing up the gap to less than 100,000, of which I know in this financial year, enough budget has been put for the recruitment of over 20,000 teachers, both in primary and secondary and junior secondary. This is a milestone in this country, and this is going to go a long way in solving the issues related to CBC and nowadays called CBE, curriculum-based education. We want to thank the government in a special way for supporting the Ministry of Education since the beginning and the birth of CBC. In as much as we are also doing the same, we want to thank the government for putting the highest budget to the Ministry of Education and also Teacher Service Commission. This is for matters which are related to promotion, matters which are related to increase of salaries, and all that. But as a union, I want to point out as follows: that the entire teaching fraternity of this country are waiting for the new CBA. The last time we had a CBA was way back in 2016. And as teachers, we are waiting for a tangible and a fruitful CBA, collective bargaining agreement, where teachers are going to get their new salaries. Because in as much as we are talking about employment, we are also talking about quality services. We are talking about reducing the ratio between teacher to pupil ratio. We are also talking about enough quality teachers who are well motivated. Na ndio tunataka the government in this budget waweke enough funds ambayo itasaidia walimu kuweza kupandishwa vyeo na pia kusaidia walimu mishahara yao iweze kuongezwa. As teachers, we are waiting for the 60%, of which if this 60% is not going to be implemented in this CBA, then our relationship with the government is under question. And everybody should note that we are not going to be singing every time. We understood the state of the country in terms of finances the last time. But at this point, we are not going to understand it because we are set for the new salaries. Hatuwezi kama miaka 10, inflation imebadilika, walimu wanasumbuka, and their salaries have been slashed by over 0.25%. Imeenda kwa housing levy, ingine imeenda SHA, ingine imeenda taxes nyingi ambayo imefanyika. The salary of the same teacher is still the same for the last 10 years. As teachers in this country, we want to be very clear that without increment of our salaries this time, we are going to have a tug of war with the Ministry of Education and the government of this country. Na tunataka rais aweze kuangalia jambo hili vizuri. In fact, we were surprised juzi, you have been deducting teachers' house allowances ambayo umededuct na unajenga manyumba ambazo unajenga sasa. But we were shocked when you were saying mnataka kujengea hata mapolisi, mnataka jengea hospitali pia, makarakana ambazo watatumia. You are diverting the same money again to something different. Sisi kama walimu tunasema kama pesa it was meant for housing, let it be housing. And this housing ambaye sisi hatukuhusishwa, we accepted and we said let us work with the government. Tulikubali. But how many teachers are going to benefit from this housing scheme? How many teachers are going to be accessible to this housing scheme? Hata hiyo nyumba mmesema mmetengenezea watu, mmeweka nyumba na mkasema watakuwa nalipa rent ya 3,000, but you are not telling us who is paying also maji. You are not telling us who is paying stima. You are not telling us watoto hawa wataenda shule wapi. Maana nyumba zingine zimejengwa far away from where schools are. The government should re-strategize and look at this issue vizuri sana. Otherwise, as teachers, we are waiting for the increase of our salary, and we are eagerly waiting in this budget to be factored in. That is our stand, and we shall have questions related to the same. Issue ambayo tunataka pia tuangalie is that Ojwang is a teacher by profession. And Ojwang is among the elites in this country. Ojwang is among the people who are able to look at what the country is going through. Among vijana ambayo wana uzoefu wa mitandao hizi. And they are able to highlight issues. Ojwang was brought from home alive, but died in the hands of this government, the police. Tumebadilisha mahali ambapo tulikuwa tunaenda for usalama, imekuwa a den of robbers, a den of criminals. Mpaka sasa tunahofia ukishikwa na serikali you are in danger. We demand for the blood of Ojwang, who was a teacher by profession. We demand that that blood may hound those who killed him. Hatujafurahi hata kidogo. You dragged Ojwang mpaka kwao. Mkatoa yeye akiwa salama. Mkapewa kwa heri na wazazi wake. Now Ojwang is now dead. We are waiting to bury him. And we are very busy collecting money from the government, including the president and other people, to go and console the family. And yet you knew that you are going to kill him. So unfortunate. Mimi kama mzee ambaye ninaelekea hata kustaafu sasa katika kazi hii ya walimu. When our children are in danger, for how many of them shall we bury? How many of them shall we bury? Critiquing the government is normal. Kukosoa serikali is normal. Kama tungekuwa tunaenda hivi miaka hizi zote, you are taking us back to Tom Mboya's time. Tom Mboya was assassinated during a day broad daylight. Robert Ojwang was assassinated. Si ati kwamba alikuwa nini? He was assassinated. J.M. Kariuki was assassinated. Our children were killed in GNC last year. Now you are extending it even to professionals. Kwani mwalimu alikuwa na criminal gani? Crime gani? So we are demanding that Ojwang's life ifate wale ambao walifanya hiyo. Na kama serikali hii imezoea kuibaiba, wengine wanaiba, wengine wanafanya nini? Hamtaki kukosolewa, mnataka kuiba vitu ya raia. Tell us. We all go into 20 tuibeibe sisi wote. But Ojwang's life as teachers hatujafurahi hata kidogo. Safety of teachers, safety of children, safety of everybody in the country is at stake if the police are the people who are harassing the Kenyans. Atuongee hii kwa sababu ati sisi ni activist. It is normal. We are not happy. The government has given capitation to every school. We want to thank the government kwa hii. Mumeleta vitabu ya kutosha watoto ambao waliandikishwa na NEMIS. Saizi ni chemist. Mumeleta vitabu ya kutosha. Nikienda school A, wanasema wameleta vitabu 1-to-1 ratio. Yani kitabu moja, mtoto moja. But when it comes to releasing funds ya activities and sports, when it comes to releasing those funds, you have released a halfway of it. Which data are you using? To supply books? And which data are you using to release funds for every child? Inasumbua. Una release kwa shule A vitabu 200 kulingana na watoto ambaye ni 200. Lakini unapo release pesa ambaye ni ya watoto hawa, mna release ya watoto 50. Which data are you using? The Ministry of Education should come out clear in this. Iko shule hapa umepata pesa shilingi 87. 87 shillings. Which data do you use in that school? And nobody is answerable to this. Unauliza county directors wanasema it is above. Who is above? Kwa nini mnahangaisha watu namna hii? Who is above? Mtu ile iko above peke yake ni Mungu hapa. Hii kina nani ambao wako above kila wakati? Data is being manipulated in the Ministry of Education and it is not serving our children. Iko mashule hapa saa hii wangepata shilingi over 3,000. Over 3 million. And because of the data which is being submitted from up in terms of chemists and NEMIS and chemists, it's not the right one at the local level. Now sports are on. Head teachers are being asked to give 100% contribution towards the sports, and yet they have no money. Hii maneno ya kuzungusha watu Kenya hii si sawa. Those are the days when the Minister of Education was Minister of Education. God forbids na pole sana. George Saitoti was a real minister. Watu waliosia kina Nyachae walikuwa real ministers ya education. Sasa wale wamekuja saa hizi ni wale vibaraka wanaletwa hapa wafanye kazi yenye nastahili. Pesa ingeletwa to schools 1 week before opening schools. Leo siku hizi tunakaa after 1 month ndio inaingia. Na ikiingia inaingia a quarter. Unataka walimu wakuu wanafanya nini? Hii si poa. Hii si poa. It is not good. Na ndio maana tunasema as leadership ya Knut, the government should release funds to schools on time without delay. The minimal speed should be that funds are released to schools 1 week or 2 weeks for planning. Saizi walimu wakuu wengi wanaambiwa hawajalipwa watchmen, hawajalipwa cooks, hawajalipwa sijui nani. Na mnataka head teachers wa deliver. It is not fair. What we want the government of the President Ruto is to stand and give us the best direction. Hii mawaziri unabadilisha kila wakati, asubuhi waziri mwingine, jioni waziri mwingine. Quality of service itakuwa wapi? How many ministers have we had in education? Kwani ulipochagua mara ya kwanza hukujua huyu ni nani? Nabadilisha mawaziri kila wakati ya nini sasa? Mpaka hatujui hata mawaziri ni nani saa hizi. Kinuuliza nani waziri ambaye yako hapo, raia atakwambia hata mimi sijui. Why? Because you are changing ministries all the time. Quality services are not being rendered. Waziri huyu anakuja analeta policies zingine. Waziri huyo mwingine anakuja anaweka policies zingine. Kwani government ni amorphous? This government is not amorphous. We should have a government which has steady policies which go on all the time. Hata juzi we have changed from CBE, CBC, we are now in CBE. Tomorrow waziri mwingine akikuja ataweka ingine. Tunataka mashule iweze kuwa equipped before grade 9 and 10 waweze kuwa affected. Hiyo mashule saa hizi mashule zingine bado. Lakini we are ready to receive my grade 9 na 10 waendelee na masomo yao. We have told teachers to support the government. The government also should behave. Muwe na tabia mzuri. Ile ilikuwa ya Kibaki. Kibaki alikuwa na tabia mzuri kwa hii nchi. Na release pesa kwa saa. Ninyi hapa mnatembea Kenya yote mnafanya mahubiri ya kitu gani? Kila wakati mnaenda kuzima moto. Kachagwa sijui Kachagwa anafanya yake. Nyinyi fanyeni kazi ile tumewapatia. Lakini si kuchukua walimu na kuwaua kwa mapolisi cell. Tuliwapatia kazi. Let this country be secure. And the security ya kwanza ni watoto kupata elimu on time. Kila kitu iwe salama. Kabla sijaondoka, walimu wote wa ECD in the country, they are not being handled well. Walimu wote wa ECD. Budget yao kila wakati, mishahara sometimes inachelewa. And this is not fair. Nataka niseme all county governments to address that issue quickly. Kama kuna jambo nimesahau, naweza kunifahamisha.
We have the issue of examination fees.
Yes. Thank you so much for that one.
Yeah.
We have been insisting that education is free and let it be free. We have always been paying. The government has been paying for national exams. All through, since the time when Kibaki was the president, education was free, including national examination. Now, 15 years or 10 years later, in the new constitution, we are again going back to telling people you are going to pay for the national examination. This is a retrogressive government. Hii mambo ya kulipa fees, tutazungumza vizuri na raia wote. Kwa sababu, hatuwezi kulipa hiyo fees na tumekuwa tukilipa all through. This is why we have the data yenye inawasaidia kule juu. Let education be free. In fact, we are so much ashamed as a country. When universities were given free education, wanapewa high education loans board, simulipewa hiyo mlipokuwa shule. But now, it is like now, wameanza kuweka watu into categories. Ati huyu anatoka kwa jamii ndogo, atapewa full scholarship. Huyu anatoka kwa rich family, atapewa pesa kidogo. Which criteria are you using? I'm a teacher, I have 10 children in university, for example. Am I not vulnerable? Am I not vulnerable, my friends? I'm vulnerable. I need support, I need assistance. So hii serikali kuclassify watu into groups of who is able and who is middle class and who is third class. Mnatuleta tena maneno ya wazungu ya zamani. Mahali tulikuwa tunakuwa treated kama third class people. Let our children in universities be equal and let them be given university loans. All of them. Hii mambo yenu ya kukaa ati na kusema ati economic team. How much money have you saved tangu wakati ile? Ambaye haisaidii Kenyans. Education yenye ilikuwa free, mnaanza tena kusema tunalipa mtihani. University nini, mnaanza kusema watoto wanalipa pesa tena. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hii kabisa tunachoona kidogo kidogo.